Hello and welcome. My name is Austin Gentry and I'm the Financial Aid Outreach Advisor. I'm here today to talk to you about financial aid. Financial aid is a broad subject. It covers federal financial aid and scholarships, and there's a lot of different opportunities within those two realms. But first, I want to talk to you about the FAFSA application. The FAFSA is a free application for federal student aid. This is what you're going to go ahead and use to apply for certain types of aid offered from the federal government. Now, the FAFSA application opens every single year on October 1st. You are required to submit a FAFSA every year if you do want to receive any funding from the federal government. Now, it does open October 1st, but NMSU does have what's called a priority deadline. This deadline is set up because some of my financial aid is first come, first serve. I have state-based grants, which are limitedly available, and then also federal work study. Each one of those programs I'm given a limited amount of money for, and once I've spent it, I've spent it. So it's very important that you make sure you submit your application by March 1st so I can determine your eligibility. Now, different types of aid you are applying for through the FAFSA are grants, work study, and loans. Grants are considered gift aid or free money, so this is part of that program that you are applying for on a first come, first served basis. Now, there are other national grants which are for all students at any time of the year, but I want to make sure you get the most money possible, so make sure you get that application done early. Grants do not have to be repaid to NMSU, to the state, or to the federal government, so it is your best option for school. Now, the next option is considered work study. Work study is on-campus employment up to anywhere from 10 to 20 hours a week. I challenge all of my students to work through school because students that work part-time through their education, they're more likely to graduate. They graduate on time typically and with better grades. It just works out better for them. And during that whole entire time, they're getting paid to do so. So it's a win-win for them. Now, the last thing NMSU does offer is loans. Now, these student loans, of course, have to be repaid back, and so we encourage our students to not borrow student loans if at all possible. They're offered out there for your assistance if you need them, but I really don't want you to take them. And so at NMSU, we allow you to step in and say, well, I don't want all $5,500, let's say. Maybe I only need $500 for this semester. We allow you to do that so you can graduate with less dollars in student loan debt. So we do offer those loans out there to you, but please make sure you only borrow what is absolutely necessary. Now, for NMSU, we do offer multiple scholarships for our incoming freshman students that stay with you for 4 years, along with our transfer students as well. Now, for these scholarships, they all have varying GPA requirements that you must maintain, so it's important to make sure you log on to our website at fa.nmsu.edu/scholarships. There you're going to see all of the scholarship opportunities we offer and the different requirements you need to do to go ahead and renew them. Please make sure you're aware of those requirements. There are enrollment criteria as well as GPA criteria. These scholarships pay out for the full year, for the fall and spring semester. Now, the next thing I want to cover with you is this thing called satisfactory academic progress. Satisfactory academic progress is a unique thing that makes it to where I have to put a standard on my federal financial aid. So in order to receive federal financial aid, the federal government tells me I must have these 3 criteria. The first one is a GPA component. So as an undergraduate student, you must maintain a GPA of at least 2.0, and this is cumulative. Now, for graduate students, it becomes a 3.0 cumulative GPA. The next criteria is what's called the completion rate. Students must complete 70% of all attempted credits. A completed course is an A, B, C, and even a D for federal financial aid. Grades of W's, I's, F's, U's, and RR's, various ways to fail a class or withdraw from a course, those hurt your completion rate. So if you've passed and you've enrolled in 100 credits, then you're good to go. You have a 100% completion rate. But if you've enrolled in 100 and you've withdrawn from some and you failed some along the way, and we calculate your completion rate as, let's say, a 69.9999%, you are below that criteria. Now, the last one is students must finish their degree in 150% of the published length. Now, that's a little bit complicated. So what we do is we look at your degree program you're in and the academic year you entered in and the calendar you've chosen. So for students who entered in most recently, those students are clocked in at the 180 credits are what we allow you to do. The basic NMSU degree is 120 credits, and so we give you essentially half of a degree extra to make sure you're able to get it with federal aid. For that allows you 180 credit hours. Once you've hit 180, you will no longer be eligible for federal financial aid. Now the good news is that I'm going to let you know as we go through this. So if you're getting close to 180 credits, let's say, I'm going to send you an email saying, hey, by the way, here are the credits you're in, here's how many you have left, maybe you should be looking towards graduation. Or if your completion rate's going down or your GPA is, we will notify you of that. So it's important to make sure you're not only getting good grades for your GPA, but you're also staying in the classes that you're in and passing them once it would become a W. And lastly, you're taking courses that go towards your degree. I know there's all kinds of classes out there that we all would like to take, but federal government says for federal financial aid, you need to be enrolled in programs and the classes that actually go towards your academic program. So make sure you're doing that and you'll have no problem. Now, if you ever lose your scholarship or if you ever lose your financial aid, just let us know. We will send you out an email letting you know the next steps, and in that email, it will tell you how you can appeal. If there's something that happened outside of your control that you can document, we'd be more than happy to accept an appeal on your behalf so we can see if we can reinstate your financial aid. Now, that's a lot of information. We talked about FAFSA, we talked about scholarships, but there's one more opportunity I want you to know about, and that's Scholar Dollars. Scholar Dollars are one application for every single scholarship on campus. NMSU sends out millions of dollars in scholarships from private donors and departments every single year. In order for you to be eligible for these programs, you need to make sure you fill out a Scholar Dollar application. Now make sure you do it every single year. And this is important because some scholarships are going to go to students who are maybe their junior or senior year in their program because they're more involved, they're more in-depth into that degree. So it's important to do it every year. These scholarships range from the most basic to the most in-depth as well. And so we want to make sure you get it done. So that application does open October 1st and it does close on March 1st every single year. Well, we covered a lot of information. If you have any more questions, feel free to let us know. Our email is financialaid@nmsu.edu, but also come visit us. Our office is located up in Educational Services office up by the Duck Pond. If you have any questions, you can also check out our website. It's fa.nmsu.edu. Well, that's all I have for you today. You all have a great day, and thanks for paying attention.